would you recommend, or what would you recommend for startups to incorporate in their services or in their company structure within the realm of tech?
Tech is quite broad, for
I know.
sure.
That's why I'm not pinpointing it. I'm like, go into whichever avenue you want.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's definitely ways for you to be able to be more efficient as a team using technology. And it depends on the type of software, depends as well on the type of industry that you're in. But I think it's also important to note that there are much easier ways to get things done. But I do feel that almost everyone is now susceptible to it, part of our generation, of course. The older generation are still stuck on the concept of Excel sheets and documentation, and I'll open a Word document to produce something, right? I was having this conversation with my adorable intern who joined us for the summer, and she was like, my dad is still stuck in his old ways. And she was explaining to me the situation, and I kind of giggled because I was like, yes, because that's what they're used to doing. Right. Why fix it if it's not broken? It's definitely the methodology and philosophy of the older generation versus us who are like, hey, there's this new blockchain AI that can produce presentations for us. Let's give it a go, right?
Exactly.
And that's sort of our appetite towards new tech. I recently joined the ChatGPT accelerator that was part of Fahed Bazari's program. And I actually was getting really interested in how we can truly use ChatGPT as a consultant that works for us. Yep. It's a really untamed power of what AI can really give us. And that's something that we're going to be exploring as companies in the next few years. I was going to say decades, but it's coming much faster than we think. And on so many other podcasts as well, Peter Diamandis included, he's talking about how AI, when we launched ChatGPT, they were expecting OpenAI to come a little bit after. Mm-hmm. And the joke was that Sam Altman was saying, this is just one of the features that we're just giving to the public as, a little cookie in the mix. Yeah. And the irony is that we really are all biting into it. And this is what's giving them true feedback on what's coming next. So I think in the next few years, we're truly going to see the donut flip. The donut I'm referring to is that technology exists around us and we're sort of in the middle and we grab the tech that we want. But in the future, we will exist on the outside of the donut, and the technology will be the one directing our focus on making the bus on time, or eating the types of proteins that we need for our body, consuming the amount of vitamins that we need for our wellness, meditating at the times that we need to, right? So all these Minority Report, Black Mirror type of episodes, it's coming, and it's coming fast. So as companies, we need to, number one, embrace it. Not just on an operational level, but on a legal level as well. We need to get lawyers really into the mix on what we're working on. And number two is we need to keep an open mind, because if technology is going to be impacting society and the way that we expect it to, then our clients will also be embedding it within their companies. So we also need to be cognizant and ready for that change to come.
I think that you've touched upon a couple of really interesting points, because with Peter Diamandis, what he's been saying years back has been a wake-up call, I think, for people who were so worried about what does AI mean, what is it going to be, how is it going to impact my life? And then with Sam, I attended online the session that they had with OpenAI, with Hub 71 in Abu Dhabi, and I just found it fascinating that, first of all, I love the way that he just puts information across. I love his sarcasm and his just whole vibe. It was fascinating to me. But honestly, I just realized that I think that crowd knows more about what's going on in the world of AI, but there are still people who are asking, what does this mean for me?
Yes.
How will it impact my life? And I think that's only just because we don't have enough information, or we're not researching enough. We need to, in your words, we need to get more curious.
Yes.
And that's been something that I've always thought was a life learner is a concept that we should always adopt, because the minute you stop learning is the minute that you don't want to learn a new way of thinking, or a new way of being, or a new methodology, or a new skill. Why should we stop learning? AI is just going to be there to help us. And I think if we stop being so fearful of it and act defensively, we can start to be more proactive and learn how to utilize ChatGPT. And I've used it for so many different things. And I think we can make it be our, partner rather than be some element of technology that we need to be aware of in as far as I need to make sure I don't lose my job. If that job is up on the chopping board, maybe there's something else you could do with your skills that is not something that can be done with machine learning on any type of level. So I just think the more we get curious, the more it's going to help us.
100%. And like you said, the only people we should be worried about are the ones that are going to be left behind. Yeah. And we really need to create ways and paths for them to be able to keep up. That's going to be the scary part.
Agree,
of
totally
all of this.
agree. What's the best advice you've been given?
In college, it was that your GPA can only go down.
Okay.
So make sure you work really hard to keep it up. The second best piece of advice is not to take anything personal. Everybody is fighting their own battle. Everybody is going through their own thing. I think it's so important to be in tune with who you are and how you're feeling at all points in time. You will create great experiences for other people if you're kind to yourself, right? And being kind to yourself is also about being truly empathetic towards other people's feelings and knowing that everything that you do say is taken in one way or another. So I think that that's something that I would definitely say, don't take it personally, but also understand how you can affect other people. Affect other people.
Yeah, that's very powerful. I just wanted to know if you have any daily practices that keeps you more focused on, your path, your alignment, more centered.
So I work out almost every day. And a big part of that is because it allows me to, some people say meditation should be when you're sitting down and in silence.
Then they don't understand what meditation is. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, meditation is really breathing and going through the motions. So I think one of my favorite things to do is during a bar class is just to think, was that person affected by what I had said? Or what was that new thing that I saw yesterday that I would love to get deeper into? Or I wonder if my employee is okay. Just re-asking myself for just my surroundings, my inner circle, my outer circle, how is everyone doing? And I spend that morning sort of silently praying for them in a way.
Oh, beautiful.
Because I'm just so curious about how are they going through what they're going through. And when I see them, I remind them of that meditation that I had, and that's through my daily walks sometimes with the team, that ability to kind of pick up just that human part, which is what we should always remind ourselves to do.
Love it. I can be talking to you and just sharing and learning from you for hours and hours, but I know that you've got a busy day and you've got a lot of things going on. So I'm going to wrap it up with one question.
Okay.
What's next for Aya and what's next for Bolt?
Great question. Okay. On the personal level side, I do a lot of public speaking. And I actually was telling Sana, the CEO, the other day, the reason why I do it is because I get to learn about so many new industries and so many new technologies that are out there. So I want to keep doing that. I want to do it not just in Dubai, but I also want to go outside of my comfort zone within the UAE and meet more people in more countries working on interesting things and contribute to them with through public speaking. The second one is with Bolt. Something under the wraps. But we are working on two big things, one of which will be very much data-driven, which I won't talk too much about, of course, until we have something to show for it. But we will be working with an AI specialist and a data scientist from Denmark that are coming on board to work with us on that. And then on the second side, we're working on a software, which we want to launch internally just to be able to work with our clients better. So I think those are two big projects that we're working on that are going to keep us quite busy. And then expansion. So wherever Bolt is kind of going to go next, it looks like we'll be in Saudi Arabia quite soon. Correct. And we've already been in Jordan and across the UAE as well. So that's what's next.
So exciting things to look forward to. And I'm going to say this and take it with a pinch of salt. I hope to see you again soon, sharing more of your stories and learnings, but maybe keeping the failures down to an absolute minimum. Just, I wish you all the best with everything you've got going on. And I know whatever you do, it's going to be 100% representative of you, your energy, your positivity, your optimism, and that love that you have for staying true to you, I think will come through in anything that you end up doing. I seem like I'm rhyming whenever I'm talking about certain things, but there's no intention. It's just the pure element of you are always that person who not only gives me goosebumps, but is pure authenticity. And I say that truly because every time I've seen you either on stage, presenting or sharing your story or any capacity, you're always just so calm in your way of showing up that it shows me you are who you are. And that level of strength you have within yourself, it's so apparent that trust in yourself and your capabilities, it's allowing other people to be the best that they can be. So again, well done on everything you're doing. Bravo to you. I can't wait to see all these amazing things you're going to bring out. And please don't forget us. Come back again in a couple of years once you've had your new big launches. And I'll just always want to hear more about what you're doing because I think you're amazing. There's our word, amazing.
Amazing.
And I genuinely do think that there is so much to learn from you because you've just literally started your own journey. And there is so much more that you're going to give to the world. So thank you from my side. I've loved your story. I hope everybody else has taken so much from what you've been sharing. And thank you for joining.
Thank you so much, Fari. And likewise, I'm so happy for you to be launching your podcast. And you are definitely one of the most genuine people I know personally.
Thank you.
And you're always thriving and doing bigger and better things. So I'm very proud of you as well.
Oh, thank you, Aya. Well, thank you again very much for coming along.
Thank you.
And I'm sending you lots and lots of love. And now, look, I'm like, I need space to move. But thank you again for joining us. And that was Aya, everybody. Testshield.ae are the fastest growing UAE domain and hosting provider. Exclusive only to FabDXP subscribers, benefit from 50% discount on their hosting services by using the promo code FabDXP. Just visit testshield.ae and you can elevate your online presence.